Yeah, let's move this over. Just hold on. How's that? Good? This way?
Just to center us. There we go.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are across the globe. Well, tonight we'll be stepping away from the politics and into the paranormal. Tonight we'll be discussing encounters with our viewers as well as our own experience. We will also be touching on the report from the Catholic Church of the uptick of demonic activity throughout the pandemic. That'll be our first topic of the night. We'll be going through reports from Catholic priests across the world are reporting an increase in demonic activity and possessions in 2020, and the cases continue to rise. I have in front of me an article from today's Catholic. It goes over this topic. I'm going to read it for the listeners. There is an alarming increase of demonic activity being reported by those who work in the exorcism ministry, said the exorcist of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis. Although steps are being taken to increase the number of exorcists, demand is still outpacing supply. Father Vincent Lambert has been an exorcist of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis since 2005 and is a pastor at St. Malachi's in Indianapolis. He trained at North American College in Rome and assisted with more than 40 exorcism folks, with longtime Italian exorcist Father Carmine Di Filippi. Although the identities of most exorcists are hidden, Father Lambert often gives talks to warn against evil and turn people toward the power of God. In an interview with the National Catholic Register, he said that he sees an increasing number of people involved in satanic rituals and opening themselves up to evil. This is real stuff, folks. The problem isn't the devil has upped his game, but more people are willing to play it. Father Lambert said he pointed to rampant pornography, illegal drug use, and the occult. Where there is demonic activity, there's always an entry point.
That's true.
He said last October, Father Lambert met in Rome with the International Association of Exorcists, a group of 400 Catholic leaders and priests. It is a support group that meets every other year. According to him, group members agree that there is a great need for more exorcists. Actual demonic possessions are rare. However, Father Lambert explained, I've only seen 3 possessions in the last 3 years, but there is also infestation, vexation, and obsession. He explained that demonic infestation happens in places where things might move and there are loud noises. With vexation, a person is physically attacked. Demonic possession on the rise in the U.S. might have marks such as bruises, bites, or scratches. Demonic obsession involves mental attacks, such as persistent thoughts of evil racing through one's mind. In possessions, Father Lambert said, I have seen eyes roll back in the head, throwing out obscenities, bodily contortions, foul odors, temperatures drop in the room, and I witnessed someone levitating.
Sounds like Manny Baca.
When he was appointed as an exorcist by his bishop in 2005, there were only 12 others. He said there are now about 50 other exorcists that he knows of personally in the United States.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this is all real shit, folks. I mean, let's go over the hierarchy of the church for now. To obtain an exorcism, say your family member, your daughter, or heaven forbid, your child is possessed. You can't just go down to St. Bernard to get the priest to come over here and give them an exorcism. That's not how it works.
Wouldn't that be beautiful, though?
Yeah. The priest will come with permission of the local diocese, which have to actually get permission from the Vatican itself, from Rome. Then that bishop of the local diocese will give the green light for an investigation to take place, where the priest will then come and verify the possession.
Yeah.
Because they need to rule out any mental illness. Yeah. There are scientific mental illness. It might not always be a demonic possession. There are certain things that need to be met for it to qualify as demonic possession, such as levitation, speaking in languages not known to the possessed,
talking in tongues,
or ancient dead languages.
Methamphetamine mouth.
Once it is approved, once they get the evidence, they send it back to the local diocese, who send it to Rome. Where then Rome looks at the information and they decide whether this is mental illness, the person should seek medical help, or they approve an exorcism because it is, in fact, demonic activity. And the crazy thing about this is that it's been in 2020 during the pandemic. People were at home, not working, not going to school. People on rampant on the internet, pornography, like they said, use of illegal drugs, and playing with occult shit like those ghost apps on your phone. That's knocking on the devil's door.
My nephew got into that stuff. I'm not gonna name names, but yeah,
it's not a pretty picture.
It's not a pretty picture. So it's a floodgate. It's not a door, but it's a floodgate. Once you open it up, it's like peeling a scab. You get high blood pressure, and it
takes
just
a lot
starts
to close
shooting
it
out of
back
your
up.
arm. Yeah, it's got to heal. It's got to take time, and that's the whole concept behind an exorcism. Is they're trying to heal that scab.
And an exorcism isn't just they come over and say an Our Father. No, there are lengthy rituals and rites and prayers, and depending on the strength of the entity inside the possessed, exorcism can take months. Every day, the priest coming back for hours at a time. And the movie The Exorcist was actually based on a true story about a boy who the exorcism was conducted by multiple priests in a Catholic hospital. The exorcism took months, folks, before this kid was liberated. But the scary thing is that this something with this COVID-19 is increasing an uptake in all this spiritual activity.
Negative energy.
I have right here another article from Irish ghost hunters in Ireland. Spooky ghost hunters say COVID-19 has resulted in a spike in paranormal activity. Irish ghost hunters have noticed a huge spike in paranormal activity at some of the country's most haunted sites throughout the coronavirus pandemic. Irish Paranormal Investigations, one of Ireland's leading paranormal investigation groups, told the Irish Independent that activity has also significantly increased in people's homes over the past 18 months. IPI official Anne Macy said that it was common for stepovers from the spirit world to rise during times of societal trauma, such as pandemics and wars. She added that ghost hunters believe that the traumatic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has heightened contact between the living and spirit worlds. From our perspective as a group, we have been getting a lot more contact from people, especially in their private houses. Macy told the Irish Independent, "These spooky story submissions will scare your socks off." Macy said that people are also noticing more signs from the spirit world because they are less busy than in pre-COVID times.
This is true.
It is twofold. More people are more aware of what is going on around them now and noticing these stepovers from the spirit realm. She said that paranormal investigators noticed a surge of activity at tourist attractions such as Spike Island and Malahide Castle due to an absence of visitors over the past 18 months.
Oh, shit.
The other thing in respect of the tourist spike, because people aren't constantly in there, the spirits or whatever they are have been given acknowledgement, and they told the Independent they're re-energized and then react more strongly when suddenly people do not come back when people suddenly come back into these places. Some of the most haunted locations in Ireland include Loftus Hall in County Wexford, Kilmainham Gell in County Dublin, and Charleville and Leap Castles in County Offaly, which is thought to be the most haunted county in Ireland. Leap Castle has embraced its ghostly legends and even offers people a chance to book a special evening meal called Dining with the Dead. That sounds like it's just asking for it, folks. However, the most feared building in Ireland is the Hellfire Club on Montpelier Hill in Dublin, which is rumored to have been built on an ancient burial ground. The ruins of the old hunting club have been the source of reported paranormal activity for decades, and the building is known for its many ghost stories linked to Satan. See, there we go. Talking about doorways, folks. This is linked to satanic activity.
I say because I live with Satan.
Massey said that the paranormal activity at the Hellfire Club has now extended to the surrounding grounds and woods. Meanwhile, Richard Morrison, the co-founder of Paranormal Supernatural Investigations in Ireland, told the Irish Independent that Ireland ranks amongst the highest in the world for paranormal activity. That's been all the druidic activity in the past. I think Ireland is up there in the top two at least, even if paranormal researchers were amazed. He said Morrison said the paranormal activity is very rarely captured on camera and instead captured using specialized equipment monitoring energy.
But that's what they say. These special cameras that pick up like plasmic energy. I don't know if that's like legit or they're just trying to like make a buck off of people's fears. Like I got a special camera. It's gonna catch your ghost.
Well, infrared picks up energies.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Infrared.
Yeah. So you go in a room and you see a spot of energy there because that's all a ghost is. It's leftover energy from that person.
That's a trip.
It's your equipment that's capturing all of this. It's our equipment that's capturing all this. Ireland has a lot of history, and the energy here is very active for paranormal researching. However, Morrison said
we got thumbs up.
that the PSI recently captured a clear image of ghostly figure standing at the window of Moore Hall in County Mayo. The image is as clear as day. There's no inside stairs or floors. It's a complete shell of a house, Morrison said. So, I mean, there we go. Something with this pandemic is supernatural, I believe. It's we have to remember who's running shit. There's satanic forces at work in our government. I think that this was all some big ritual, possibly. Another thing that was on the rise is UFO and extraterrestrial activity during the pandemic. There's been an increase in reports of seeing UFOs.
Oh shit.
And extraterrestrial abductions.
Oh shit.
Hell, the military even thought this was the best time to declassify most information they had on UFOs while everyone was on lockdown in 2020. The military has come out and said that they encountered UFOs every day for 1 year and engaged in aerial dogfights with these tic-tac shaped crafts, which basically could shit all over our pilots, folks.
Oh shit.
They had nothing. These things were moving at speeds that no human being could live in when you consider G-force and all that.
Shit.
If a human person was inside these things, they'd die. They're going at speeds of over 1,000 miles per hour and stopping on a dime and switching directions.
I think I've heard about this.
So, I mean, what do you think extraterrestrials are, Mike? Are they angels, fallen or otherwise? Are they beings from another planet?
Here's my theory in a nutshell. One of my theories about
or
the
government
universe
technology.
And, all that is that I think Earth is essentially one of two things. I think it's a prison planet like Australia was.
Yeah.
I think it's a place where we put like humans to fucking rot from other places in the cosmos. Maybe, Asians, blacks, Hispanics from different planets, galaxies. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Grant Newman would know. We'd have to ask him, get him on the phone because he is the expert. You are the expert, Grant. But also, possibly, what do we have that people would want, that other cultures would want? And I feel like we're just a big grazing land. Greasy, fat humans. Right.
You think we're a food source?
I think we're a food source. I really do. Because think about this for a second. We're on Existence Street. So what does your life really boil down to? Right, wrong, or different? It's two things. Okay? One of those things is shopping. Spending money. You have to spend money. Toilet paper, gas, food, consume. Consumers. We're born consumers. We're born into consumption. And that's a really depressing thought when you think about it, is that you're just going to be spending money the rest of your life. The second thing we do, all of us, is pretty much 90% of us that can do it, is watch TV. So Existence Street is two things. It's buying stuff you need and watching TV or watching a device.
Shit, fucking sleep.
And watch TV.
And watch TV.
And watch TV. Fornication is a nation of the
And
discreet.
I mean, this is like brainwashing at its best. I mean, we're programmed to live like this.
I do have a consumers expert I can get on the line who actually has an opinion, and hopefully he answers. He might be passed out from alcoholism.
Who?
Dr. Klaus.
Oh, Dr. Klaus.
Dr. Klaus. Let's see if our new device works. Oh, I like that. Nice and loud. I'll keep calling him until he answers. Ring, 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 ring. Progresso.
Hello, this is Tim Klaus. I'm unavailable right now to...
Damn you!
Please leave a message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Mr. Klaus, I talked to my lawyer friend. He says you're pretty much fucked. You're probably going to prison. Don't drop the soap. Love you, bro. He'll get that when he gets off work.
Okay. Now we're going to move. We're going to take callers. What are your experience, whether it's ghosts, demons, or UFOs? We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear from you guys. What are your personal experiences? You can call in. I have a few callers that I'm going to actually call. We want to get your stories, UFOs, ghosts, demons, otherwise. If you don't have a phone or you don't want to call in,
Chat.
you can give us your story or question in the chat box there. Let's go to... Let's see. Call. Take our first caller here.
I can hear old man Syphilis in the background.
Hello. Well, that didn't work out. So
Was it the wrong port?
I don't know. That's the earphone.
Is that the
port. Yeah.
That's the earphone? We can turn it down a little. That's probably what it was. He's back from the microphone. Did he answer?
No.
3 sheets to the wind, people. 3 sheets to the wind. There you go.
Hello?
Alyssa, you're live on the air.
Hi.
Hi, I'm calling to get any ghost stories that you might have, ghostly experiences.
Okay. Well, I can start by just a couple months ago at my old house.
Oh, yeah, it's your old house. Yeah,
So
tell us about that.
we moved in June of 2021, and we didn't think anything of it, but our son, 2 years old, started saying ghosts. He doesn't watch anything about ghosts, nothing like that. And so we're like, okay, maybe he's heard it from his cousins, like, you know?
Yeah.
And so not a couple days later, but like a week maybe go by, and we started hearing footsteps. So we thought it was the house settling. Then Hunter, our son, says, like, in his dream, he has bad dreams, and he wakes up saying Tia, which was either my aunt or my sister.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, that's weird. And then a couple days later go by, and he points to our staircase and says, Tia, again. No one's there. I'm home alone with him. And so I started looking into it about the owners and asking our neighbors. So the owners before that lived there, the wife died.
Wow.
And it wasn't like cancer or anything like that. She fell in the house and hit her head and died in the house. So I looked more into it, and I find the woman that passed, and she looks like my aunt, which we call Tia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, did you feel this presence? Have you experienced anything yourself with this entity? Did you experience anything moving?
Creepy. I felt creepy in the house, and I felt like someone was hovering behind me every time I went up the stairs and down the stairs. So I think she fell down the stairs and died.
Wow.
And also, another story about the same ghost, my nephew, Levi, stayed the night, and Justin, my husband, was upstairs.
Yeah.
So our bathroom downstairs wasn't working, so he had to go to the bathroom, so we told him to go upstairs. And he was like, okay, and went to the bottom of the stairs and looks up and looks freaked out and laid back downstairs. And he said, why don't you want to go upstairs? And he wouldn't answer. And at the same time, Justin said that he saw someone walk from the hallway upstairs from one door to the other door. At the same time, Levi looked upstairs.
Wow. So, now, did you get the sense this was an evil ghost, or do you think they're just remaining where they existed?
I think. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know if it was evil. I think it scared Hunter, my son, because he was really freaked out to go anywhere in the house alone. So I don't think it's evil, because I've experienced evil before.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I want to hear that.
So
I think it goes hand in hand with one of my stories, doesn't it?
yes, it's kind of.
Yeah.
It is one of your stories. Did you already talk about that?
I did not. So for the viewers listening, before she gets into her story, I'm going to go ahead. Me and my other sister, this is my sister on the line. Me and my other sister, the second child, Bernadette, we went to a childhood family friend's house. She had been there before and experienced a lot more than me. But when I went one night and stayed over there with them, I saw a bunch of other kids there, a bunch of girls in looked like doll dresses, like from the 1700s, 1800s. My dad even remembers when I was an adult that when he dropped us off there, I asked the owner of the house they were babysitting. And my dad looked at me like I was crazy. And he asked me later why that was. I said, I saw a bunch of kids there. But I mean, there was some evil. There was also evil presences there. An evil girl ghost went by the name of Isabella. Had a meat cleaver, blood-soaked braids. And there was even a demonic entity there, which name we won't draw attention to. But I believe your experience is connected to that.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So when I was younger, I had an imaginary friend.
As we all did.
And I would talk to her all the time, but it was more of a state of mind. Like, I did not see her physically all the time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you heard her.
So it was present in my head, and I would just talk about her all the time, and I knew what she looked like, but it wasn't, physically in front of me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and I just felt that gross, I don't know, it was like a gross feeling all around when she was around. And it was actually tied in with that house and that my brother was talking about.
Yeah.
So one day I drew a picture of me and this said girl, I'm not going to say her name, and I showed my siblings, yeah, this is my imaginary friend, and I said her name, and all their faces dropped. And it was a girl that they saw at the house that followed them back to our home and was manifesting in me. And
She was
and
false.
No, this entity followed me and my sister back to our house and was in harassing our younger sister.
Oh shit.
yes, and
But you drew
so
a
my
picture
brother,
of
you, Michael,
yeah,
you, I don't know, I just remember you saying, I don't know, it was a prayer or something over me, and I haven't really, I've never seen her since or felt her presence since.
Yeah.
But also, wrapped up into that demonic presence at that house, I remember you telling me that he had a little black pig thing.
This thing looked
You
like
know what I'm talking about?
looked like a gremlin, had gremlin ears.
Yeah, like a puffball.
And
kind of.
a pig nose, and almost like a bat nose that went up like this. There was a black
That's a
thing
demon.
with some of these little big ass ears, but it had like a little square body with like these weird fucking hoof feet, and it like scurried around. It was like probably about this big,
Freaking me out,
folks.
Mike. Freaking me
Probably about that big. And it stood by the demon side, the demonic entity side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
conjuring
so
something.
one night I was on the couch with my mom, and my brother Manuel was in his room sleeping, which was across from the living room. You can see the hallway from the bathroom and the bedroom. It was like right there. And from the living room, it looks like my brother threw this big black thing into the bathroom. And I was so like, oh my gosh, Manuel, stop throwing stuff.
I remember this.
And
You told me
yeah,
about
and I was like, and he was like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't throw anything. And I went to go look in the bathroom, and there was nothing in the bathroom. But the way where I saw it, it was black, and it wasn't big enough to be a dog or anything, but it was like, I don't know, it was weird.
This thing was a little bit bigger than a Shih Tzu, folks.
Yes.
Probably between a Shih Tzu and a Queensland Heeler.
Yes.
Yeah, not very big, but not very small either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird goblin little, I don't know, some kind of hell pet.
Yes.
But it wasn't very aggressive. It was kind of afraid of, it would like run away. Every time we seen it, it was like running somewhere.
Yes. It's creepy. And sometimes so this might be weird and might be hard. It's hard to explain. Sometimes I get that feeling that if I turn, I will see that girl.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because I still experience that as well.
Like I'll be doing. There's days where I don't feel it at all, but there's days where I am doing the dishes and in the corner of my eye, I am scared to turn my head because I feel like she'll be right there.
Yeah. Where you kind of see the dark braids and the white dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of scary. I mean, and then there's a connection between this activity and dolls. I don't know if there's some connection of dolls acting as doorways to the spirit world. But I remember some creepy shit happening with dolls at our house too.
Yes, I hated my dolls.
Yeah.
I had to turn because our closet was open in my room, awesome. And so there was no door, nothing to close the closet. So it was an open closet, and I had my sister's old dolls in the top, and I felt, and they resembled the girl.
Yeah.
A lot. So
that's
I couldn't sleep at night, or I would have night terrors of dolls killing me. So I had to flip them around. Huh?
Sorry. Go on.
Oh, you're fine. I had to flip the dolls around to even get sleep at night.
I do remember that. I used to try and mess with you too and make you scared too. But thanks for being on the show. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Have a good night. God bless.
You too. You too. Bye.
All right, we're going to try to get Mr. Maldonado on the phone. Let's see what he's up to.
I'm sorry. The person you called has a voicemail box.
All righty. Well, maybe he's not by his phone right now. We'll get back to him later.
We're at next.
Let's try J-Ro. See what J-Ro.
Hey, hello? Hey,
Huh.
what's up?
Oh, person. Want me to get lip ball?
Yeah.
Wait, here's some Korean.
aux input. The Bluetooth device is ready to
Let's get
pair.
another caller on the line here.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Our co-host Mike has a caller lined up.
We do. There's some astonishing tales from the 831. Eye-opening account. You can't invent these things. Let's see what happens.
Aux input model.
Oh, I have a caller coming in right now. Stew meat, you're live on the air.
Oh, okay.
Give us a ghostly encounter or a UFO sighting
The Bluetooth
or
device is
demonic
ready to pair.
entity experience.
Well, there's
The
comments.
Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Hold on. Well, I know that my dad had one a long time ago.
He did? Tell us a bit about that.
Let's see. One, he was laying on the couch, sleeping, and he woke up, and we had what are they called? Those walls. I don't know what they're made out of, but they're like wood. And he looked up at the wall, and he saw a shadow on the wall, and nobody was home.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he saw a shadow, and it moved from like the middle out into space. And the second one, he was in bed, in a water bed, and he woke up, and he couldn't talk. He couldn't open his mouth.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds
And,
demonic to me.
What?
That sounds like a demonic attack.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And I guess he freaked out, and he said God or Jesus started talking to him, and then I get released, and he was able to open up his mouth again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. See? God has all the power. These
It's
demons,
real, man. It's real.
these demons think they are powerful, but they are shit stains to God's light.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Matrix. Remember in that scene?
Yep.
Yeah. How does it feel?
Even a priest conducting an exorcism is not the one that has the power. He is calling on the power of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, to expel these demonic presence from the soul of the innocent.
Yep.
Well, Stewie, have you ever experienced any UFO sightings?
Not yet, but I do have. I've been waiting. I'm looking, but I do have a coworker. I think it's a coworker, and my boss has 3 experiences that he's going to share with me soon. So maybe I can get him on the phone or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get him on a future show. We'll do another show touching on the subject. Do you have any shout outs, Stewie, before we let you go and get to the next question?
I want to shout out to my boy Michael Madison and to you.
Thank you.
And fuck Brandon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he's screwing up.
Let's go, Brandon. Joe Biden.
Putin, whatever his name is, Putin, Russian president over there, fucking up shit right now.
That's because he knows that there isn't a strong leader in the American White House that will stand up to him. You know, Trump was so unpredictable with his enemies that, General Soleimani was getting brave over there and he got hit. And then Trump came on the news afterwards the next day and said, hey, talk shit, get hit. You know what I mean?
Talk shit.
Exactly.
And everyone knew that, even Putin. Even Putin know that. So now they have this leader in there that's his brain of mush, and he knows that. So that's why he's acting brave. Well, Stewie, you have a good night. God bless.
God bless, sir.
God bless America.
God bless Miss America.
So we have a statement from Antoinette Baca, and he's run and feed off fear.
Like syphilis.
Fear is at an all-time high, and people are at home more to be more aware of things in their houses. That's absolutely correct. And that's
Fear is the mind killer.
That is exactly what the Irish ghost hunter said. We're at home a lot more. You're noticing things in your house that you didn't notice because you're always coming and going. And when your job was shut down, when you didn't have to take kids to school,
was so fucked for a while.
You started noticing the stuff. So let's get to our next question. What do you think? This is from Caitlin Castro, my other sister.
Yeah.
What do you think about the government using UFOs as a cover-up for other things? Well, there is a lot of speculation on this. Mm-hmm. Some theorists believe that all the world's governments are in on this, and that they have technology not known to us that is very advanced, and these things in the sky could be hypersonic drones that can travel at speeds of over Mach 9.
So this is why they had the Weekly World News, the Inquirer, and all these newspapers invented, was to discredit any conspiracy theories because it's so outlandish. The Wolfman, the world's fattest man.
Look what they're doing to Alex Jones. Look what they're doing to Alex Jones.
Yes.
I mean, no one takes him seriously, but he's been right about a lot of shit. He was talking about Epstein in the 90s.
That's the goal, to discredit these sources. And start to question, well, that's not going to happen. That can't be.
Well, here's the thing. If the globalists want a one-world government, no more borders, no more countries, okay? All run by these top elites, okay? The Antichrist is behind that, and I believe he's a living person now today. He hasn't revealed himself yet. Or maybe he has, and we just don't know. But I think the end game is the fallen are going to help with this if it's according to this theory, that they're going to use an alien presence or an alien threat to unify all countries of the world. See, if they can convince the masses that we all have to unite into one government to defend our planet from an outside source. So we're not looking at countries no more, folks. Our whole world's under threat, and we all have to come together to go over that threat. But you see, they're just trying to control everyone with fear. That's if aliens are a real thing, because it is quite possible that they could be an actual threat. Maybe we've shot so much shit up there, or they when we shot the bombs off in Japan, some people theorize that it caught their attention, whatever they are. But I think it is highly possible that our government would do something like that, and other governments.
Positively.
Who knows? Maybe they'll come to stop a nuclear attack against Russia or us. All right, so
the biz?
we have our next caller.
You're live on the radio.
What's happening?
Miss Limbaugh, give us a ghost encounter experience of your own.
Oh, okay. This was like.
I'm toasting to your return. We're toasting the return of Limbaugh to the 831. God bless.
Hey! Ghost encounter. This is the damn truth right here. Okay.
Time for a bong rip.
My dad died in 2007.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. He was a good man. Very good man. Best man I've fucking known. He came to me like in a not in his body, clearly it was ghost form, but yeah. I was in my room looking at this bright light up on the ceiling, and then I started to see this rainbow ring opening up around it, and the rainbow kept expanding, and then it kind of fell down like a bed canopy would.
Wow.
Like a veil. This veil of like rainbow colors fell around me, all around my body. and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I was feeling pressure on different parts of my body. Like my dad had this like certain really big tight hug that he would do, and it felt like he was hugging me. I felt like I was getting a hug from my dad, and he would always give a double kiss on the cheek.
Oh, sounds like a good guy.
His thing. That's his little way, his little love thing. He goes,
and
I felt the double kiss on my cheek, and I was the only damn person in the room, and it just blew my fucking mind. I laid down on the floor after that and masturbated till no end. No, it was.
Let me tell you,
it was a magical, like, comforting experience. I never had any shit like that happen before.
So, Limbaugh, let me tell you this, and you'll appreciate this. We're talking about the supernatural, right?
Yeah.
My buddy that killed himself, I see him all the time in my dreams. Now, that could be just a random, your brain's recycling information, organizing data, or maybe it's him reaching out.
That's what brains tend to do.
But does he say anything to you in these dreams?
No, but let me tell you something really crazy. So he's never said anything profound. I'm not going to like downplay like the visions, the dreams, because I appreciate like the experience of like the surrealism of him being there, even though he's gone. It's like, hey, there you are, friend. You're dead, but you're talking to me, so I feel like you're still, in the here and now in a sense. But
dropping by to say what's up.
He might be, but my deceased step-grandfather, the angriest man in the world, I would have dreams where I was either like getting like philosophical information from him or like hand-to-hand combat. We were fighting, duking it out, arguing like, you son of a bitch, I'll kill you, and that was like my main memories. He was either intense and trying to murder me verbally, or try to tell me like how it was from his, recession experiences.
Wow.
Depression experiences, I should say. So I remember him saying in one dream, this is trippy, I forget everything else, but he said, your lawn will never always be completely green all at the same time. I'm paraphrasing, but basically that like life's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But there's going to be green spots in your lawn. There's going to be dead lawn pieces, but you just got to like, enjoy the green. Enjoy the moment that you're in because it will never come again. And that was my takeaway. It was something, and I'm paraphrasing, and it's been decades, and I'm probably, remembering it incorrectly, but it was something to that effect. But I feel, as I'm looking at the speaker, that your voice is oozing out of. It's funny. I feel like maybe Josh is out there in the nebulous, reaching out to people. You know,
Very possible.
I had a dream where I was walking on my driveway with him, and in the dream, he was walking right by my side, but I also knew that he was dead, and I was just about to ask him what it's like over there, and then I woke up.
Wow.
and I'll tell you what, I feel like he woke you up. I feel like he didn't have an answer, and I feel like he woke you up, or maybe
That's
an
it.
answer that you
Time
would.
to wake
yeah,
up.
you don't want to go there. You want to wake up. Anesthesia, come away. But
Wow.
Josh was a cool guy. He was deep. He was a very deep and very real person. And I was telling Antoinette about this. We were talking about television shows, trying to watch all these shows. This is on point, by the way. And I remember Josh always saying that he hated television because he said it was all lies, it was all bullshit, it was all scripted, it was all fake. It's like some created world that's not real.
Nothing's real anymore.
But television is like the ultimate bullshit. You're creating this universe and this world and this reality that's meaningless.
Utter bullshit.
Utter bullshit,
Utter bullshit.
At least when you watch a cartoon, it's 100% supposed to be bullshit. Be
That's some fucking bona fide bullshit.
bona fide bullshit. But you watch like a sitcom or a fucking TV drama, God forbid these fucking
Oh,
shows.
dude, it's so contrived.
And it's so like,
Disgusting.
yeah, there's a reason why he ordered white wine. I know it. Live your fucking life, people.
I was thinking just a few minutes ago
Got the better
about
lighter?
what a fabulous caller Josh would be into your show.
I miss Josh
And
every day.
also those green spots on the lawn, that's where the leprechauns piss. So
I think it might be unicorn shit. I really do.
There.
It might be unicorn. But, I remember drawing a picture of a unicorn. Instead of a horn, it had just like a hand with a fist. Just like a fisticorn.
Wow.
Now, that sounds like a lesbian nightclub, but fisticorn was a real picture. True.
Wow, bro, are y'all right over there?
Yeah.
Are you seeing us or just hearing us?
Cough up a limo.
Are you watching us or just hearing us?
I'm on the telephone with you.
Sugar.
Well, have you ever experienced any UFO or extraterrestrials?
Aside from Grant Newman.
I've had a few dreams where, like, I'm trying to walk through or be in some mysterious town that I've never been in, and it's felt like, well, two different ones. One of them felt like all the characters around me. It's like kind of like a Black Mirror episode or something, if you've ever seen that. Like, every person who I encountered was completely against me. Like,
That's me every day at work.
Only fuck with me. Like,
Wow.
everything, just make everything go wrong for me. Like,
That's hitting me.
I felt like a fucking alien in that one. And then in this other one, I would just be having these conversations, but then when they would come in contact with me, it was like they were electrocuting me. Like I was feeling hurtful shocks going through my system, electrocution. And the people who I got near people, their eyes would change into these really large, like anime kind of, like really shiny, glistening eyeballs.
That's interesting.
That's a trip. Lauren,
I woke up and felt pretty fucked up off that one.
she's always got killer stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Limbaugh,
Fucked up.
that is pretty trippy.
The sickness is
Now,
deep.
there are a lot of reports of extraterrestrials coming to people and visiting them in dreams. The whole encounter feels like a dream, or the person
I know a woman in Washington that met an extraterrestrial, a gray.
where they can't even tell if what it was real or if the time it passed was a dream. I
mean, I have that happen all the fucking time. And you were like, wait, did that fucking happen? Like, things can seem so real sometimes, and they just so not.
Have you had?
Whether asleep or awake. How do I know I'm awake right now? I don't fucking know. How can I prove it?
There are a lot of people sleeping right now. They need to wake up.
You gotta be woke.
Yeah. Wake the fuck up.
Not the woke that we think we're talking about. Not the woke that were there canceling everybody.
Climaxation is a nation of the discreet.
We're talking about
Man,
being
woke
awake.
is a joke.
aware.
I'd rather fucking actually be asleep. At least it's good for me.
Yeah, woke. They just want to cancel everybody, and
Cancel culture.
that's not a good thing. But that's enough.
Bring the fawns back to life.
That's-
Happy days must return.
But like we said, we're stepping out of politics tonight.
We are.
I know, yeah. I think our fucking, our heyday as humans is we've rode that pony into the fucking dirt. Like,
Hatred. It's not
our
human.
good old days
That's for
are
Ian and
actually
James.
good old because they were a long time ago.
Wow.
Oh no, we turned this planet into like a fucking husk. It's a fucking
We are in the doomsday
Dude.
era.
end
This
times are upon
is
us.
the shit show supreme with sour cream. Straight up.
Just wait till it starts raining nukes, folks.
Oh dear God.
I mean, it's raining nukes. You
Pretty
know.
much.
I almost just said that.
That's psychic abilities right there. See that?
I know. We're on the same wavelength. Lauren, sing us out with a song.
Oh.
Live for the
I
world.
believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing. I believe in miracles. You came along. You sexy thing.
See, now you're famous. We just got another fucking viewer because of your singing. Any shout outs before we cut you off?
Where did you come from, baby? How did you know I'm an alien?
Boggle. God damn it, Boggle.
Any shout outs?
Oh, I'd love to give one out to the old Kilo. Ye old Kilo.
The old kilo.
And ye old Kilo. And I'd like to give a shout out to my good old rest her soul, Grandma Perkins.
Aw.
Yeah, she was coming to me last night, not like a ghost, but like kind of like a spirit,
Channeling.
sort of like a ghost, I guess. But yeah, I had some powerful like telepathy going on with her last night.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up this morning, I realized that it was the 8th anniversary of her celebration of her life.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is a trip.
yeah. You know, the strings, the web that we weave. It has many factors.
One last question. Is Moshe Malone's knee real or a myth?
He's a legend.
Oh my God.
He's a
You
legend.
can't invent this shit. All right, Limp Ball. We're going to let you go. We will talk to you soon.
God bless.
God bless. Miss
I'll
America.
let you go, too. All right, holler at me some other time, y'all.
God bless.
Eat
So,
some cheese biscuits.
so speaking to that caller's experiences, I'm a strong believer that family members are allowed to reach out to us.
The Bluetooth device
See,
is connected successfully.
I believe that in the Bible, it talks about Jesus coming again to judge the living and the dead. So, unless you're a saint at the time of death or a very evil bastard like Hitler, I don't think you go one or the other right away. I think you're going to linger here until the end of days. And I do believe that the veil is thin, and these people, our loved ones, at certain times or certain points, are able to reach out to us, whether it be through dreams or actually seeing them or hearing their voice, which comes to my story. My father passed away in 2019. He had a massive heart attack at work. It was very devastating. Same year, a couple months later, towards the end of the year, he died in February. I would say this was during the summer of that year. I was driving to work. My dumb ass wasn't paying attention. I'm on the phone on the freeway 580. And without looking, checking behind my shoulder to get over into the next lane, I just decided to merge. And right as I did that, I heard my father's voice from in the way back. It's a three-row SUV, folks. This is in the way, way back. I heard my father's voice yell my name, Michael! It caused me to turn and look and see that the semi-truck was going to take me out. I swerved in time back into my lane.
Oh shit.
and he got off the exit to get myself together.
Oh shit!
I believe my father came to me that day to save my life. It wasn't my time to go.
That's the best story so far. That's my favorite from tonight.
It's definitely. I was shaken up because it was like he was right there shouting in my back seat.
He was saving your life.
No one was there when I turned back. I saw the fucking
He
truck.
saved your life.
He did.
He like reached out from the fucking ether and like got your attention and got you to tilt your world just enough to stay alive.
Had I not looked back, I would have been severely injured or dead.
You can't make this shit up. You really can't.
What about yourself?
Do I have stories
Other
like
than
that?
other than your friend visiting you in the dreams, have you experienced any other?
Okay, I've got one for you. I really do. No, I'm not going to go into detail, but some really bad shit happened in my life. And I want to say a week before that bad shit happened, I had this very vivid fucking dream of a tree. And there was some kind of red, burning, demonic whatever in the tree. And my friend and I were there. And we were trying to tell people not to cut down the tree because people were like coming to cut it down, like, you know, county workers or whatever, when they cut down a tree. And we're like, don't fucking cut it down because there's bad mojo in there. And in the dream, we like had to step away to do something. We came back, fucking cut it down and let loose whatever evil was in that tree. That burning ember of evil. It was very like undescribable, like just energy, evil, bright, glowing energy in a tree, but not even burning the tree, just like the essence of evil. And I remember it was a very weird, intense, strange dream. Now I'm told it's not a nightmare; it's just a bad dream. But that being said, I want to say a week later, some really life-changing bad fucking mojo happened in my life. And I always wonder, like, it's so strange to have a dream. It didn't even say, like, Mike, your life's going to be fucked up. It just, this fucked up dream right before some really bad shit happened. So I don't know if that's evil, a premonition, whatever. But I also had another really fucked up dream back in 2002. And in my dream, I was driving down Highway 1, going towards, you know, Monterey, that direction. And in my dream, I knew I was going to hell. Almost like if a doctor told you you have AIDS or you have cancer, you're going to die in 6 months, that sinking feeling like, fuck.
This is how you felt in the dream.
Yeah. And I was driving and I knew I was going to hell in my dream.
Wow.
I told my coworker, I won't name her name either, back when I worked at a restaurant. And she said, Mike, it's God. He's trying to reach out to you and talk to you.
That's possible.
So I don't remember every dream I've ever had. That'd be ridiculous. I don't write down every dream I've ever had. I don't have a dream dictionary. But the intense ones, like intense memories,
The ones you remember.
still remain. Because I'll think about that shit when I can't sleep. When I have another, they're not nightmares. They're just bad dreams. When I have a bad dream and wake up rattled, because we still have falling dreams and shit about your family because you care about them, you know, just
So
scary.
it interferes, yes.
Scary shit.
I have two things to say about your two experiences there. Normally, God doesn't offer hopelessness.
Right.
So I don't think that feeling of I'm going to hell is from God. God always offers you an alternative. But the enemy wants you to think you're going there so that you just give up.
The red man.
I'm already going to hell. I might as well do this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's not the case. As long as you're alive, there's always time to repent.
That's true.
Second, your dream about what happened before was bad to you. Didn't seem like it had anything to do. It was more symbolic, probably.
Very symbolic.
And this can go back to the time in the Bible when Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers to Egypt.
Oh, shit.
Well, he wound himself in the house of a very powerful man in Egypt and worked for him as head slave, but was treated very well and became the head slave in this massive household. And the wife, she thought Joseph was pleasing, tried to come on to Joseph. Joseph turned her down. She claimed something else happened, and the Lord had him arrested.
Oh, shit.
While in prison, other prisoners with him had dreams. And I forget the detail of the dreams, but it was something as if dude was serving a cup to Pharaoh. One was the Pharaoh's cupbearer that was in there, and the other one was the baker or something. And they were accused of some crimes and were arrested by Pharaoh. And the cupbearer said his dream, he was doing something with grapes, and it had nothing to do with anything, but certain number came up 3 in his dreams a lot.
Right.
So Joseph told him, well, the grapes symbolize this, the cup symbolizes this, and the 3 grapes mean you'll be free in 3 days. Pharaoh will come and free you.
I gotta read that.
The other baker said, well, interpret my dream then. I'm carrying 3 baskets of bread. I think I'm saying this right. I'm not trying to misquote the Bible, folks, but my memory's a little rusty. He had 3 loaves of baskets. He's trying to carry them all. And he dropped the baskets, and the crows came and ate the bread. They're pecking at him.
Oh, God.
Well, Joseph said, this means the bread is your flesh. 3 baskets, 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will execute you, and the crows will eat your flesh.
Oh, God.
Well, both these things came to pass.
Oh, God.
And then Pharaoh had heard of Joseph's gift, and he was having dreams. There were these ears of corn, 7 ears of corn by the river. Healthy-looking stalks. Okay. Then 7 ugly-looking, dying corn stalks come up out of the ground and consume the healthy crop.
What does it mean?
I'll get to that soon. Joseph, he said, let me hear your other dream. There was 7 healthy cows by the river grazing. Out from the river come these thin, dying-looking, evil, disgusting, sickly cows. Come out of the river and devour the healthy cows. And Joseph said both dreams are one and the same. The 7 ears of corn represent 7 years of abundance, as does the 7 healthy cows.
That's fucking true.
The 7 unhealthy stalks of corn and the 7 sickly cows represent that after that 7 years of abundance, we're going to have 7 years of famine.
Oh, God.
And the land will have nothing. So Joseph warned the Pharaoh that if we stock up and reserve during the time of abundance, we'll survive the 7 years.
That's genius.
He saved Egypt and was promoted to second in command. No one answered to Joseph except for Pharaoh in the whole land of Egypt. And that's how the Jews got to Egypt and became slaves. But that's another time, another place. But what I'm meaning is God usually sends us messages in dreams, but it isn't always, things aren't always as they seem. It's all symbolic that you have to figure out.
You got to decode it.
So your tree could have meant something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It meant something else, not a tree. Because God works in symbols and allegory. It's interesting how Scripture can answer certain questions here. But let's try one more caller. Another caller here. Let's see what's going on. Let's get J-Ro. We're going to try J-Ro one more time.
Get J-Ro on the horn.
Yo, Catch Coach.
J-Ro, you're live.
Man, what's up? Not get done because I gotta go to work. I'm just trying to get some sleep.
That's what's up, bud. Do you have a very short ghost story you can share with us?
Short ghost story. Shit. I had a let me think. How about UFO? I don't know about.
Yeah, give us a UFO story, sir.
Yeah, that's good. I was real young. Southern California, Coima, like the ghetto or whatever. I had a basketball court in front of the house. Used to play on all the time, shoot baskets, in our driveway and shit. And, I was shooting one late afternoon. I think it was 5 or 6. The sun started going down or whatever. It was, I looked across the street. There's this fucking, there's an object. Well, I knew what it was. To me, it was you know what I'm saying? It was like a flying saucer, man, or like it just hovered, man. What tripped me out? It just hovered over my neighbors directly across the street. Maybe like 100 feet above his house, it's hovered. And it sat there for a minute, and I called my dad. My dad was in the house, and I called him. He came out. And he looked, and we were just sitting there looking at it like, oh shit, didn't say nothing, just watched it. And then maybe sat there for maybe 30, 40 seconds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for some reason, that it just looked like he was looking at us because the way it was sitting, like I said, it was sitting directly across the street, and above above the neighbor's house, like 100 feet above his house. And then all of a sudden, like I said, it sat there for like 30, 40 seconds. Then it just shot, like diagonally, like across the sky, up, like just sideways.
Just zipped the hell out.
Real quick, bam, just bam, shot.
Wow.
One time, it was like a pinball shot. One time, and then it shot the other way, direct, you know what I mean, across the opposite side.
Wow.
It's like diagonally, and then like two shots. One, you know what I mean, then two, then three is good. You know what I mean? And that was fucking trippy, dude.
Wow. Now, how far?
How
high up was it, Mike? Was it pretty close? Like closer than an airplane would be?
It was close enough. It was like how helicopters can hover, like when shit's going on down in the street.
Yeah.
They can hover. It was above because we had. At the time, we had a bunch of lines. I don't know if you guys still have them. Like usually in neighborhoods, you see these telephone lines, right? Like everybody had telephone lines. It was above. It was like 10, 15, 20 feet above the telephone line.
Wow.
But it was above the house.
That's still pretty low. Still pretty low.
Yeah, it was pretty low, man. It was pretty low. And to me, it was trippy because no one in my neighborhood, I got friends that live up the block, around the block, fucking. It was like I was the only one to see it. And then when I called my dad, my dad came out. And then my dad called my mom. And she was like late. She said shoot. But it was like, dude, something we'll never forget. Me and my dad always brought it up. But the day he died, man. I mean, when I came back out to Southern California, he was like, yeah, remember that time? Like, yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that was trippy, bro. And that was around the time, because I'm older, so that was around the time, like I said, with Star Wars, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, those movies were out. You know what I'm saying?
I think that goes to, I believe the government knows about certain things and they try to predictive program us using movies, and they normalize certain things in these movies and get us used to it so that when we experience it, it's like, oh, we're used to seeing this all over the movies.
Right. You're right, man.
I believe that.
But there's areas, everybody used to talk about areas where, only the government knows, like Area 55 or some shit like that, where they've seen stuff, where they've pretty much picked up stuff that came from them,
Yeah.
I want to say different. I don't want to say different planets, but just outer space, man. Where and they won't tell anything. They won't tell the public about it because they don't want to freak the public out.
Yeah. And every time there's a crash or something, they're instantly there and set up a perimeter. No one can get in or out.
Right.
It's crazy stuff. Well, Mike, I know you have to rest before work. Do you have any shout outs that you would like to give before we let you off the air?
Shit. Not really. Shout out to my daughter, man, but she ain't listening. I know she's up there in Northern California, so
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, God bless. You have a great night.
Right, you guys have a good one. Take it easy.
Thanks for coming on. So we have another question here from my sister Caitlin Castro. Can aliens be angels? Just a thought. There are a lot of theories. I mean, so all throughout history, even the Bible and other cultures that really have not a whole lot to do with the Bible talk about entities or even flaming chariots. Now, I mean, if you don't know what lights are back then, you're going to say flaming because the candles are your only source of light. So flaming chariots come and swoop up Elijah. Like, how do we know aliens don't have crafts? I mean, angels, how do we know angels don't have crafts that people described as chariots back then? You have to put yourself in the rider's shoes. They don't know what a craft is. All they know is a chariot, horse.
You ever see those really bad Hercules movies with Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah.
No, this is on point. I feel like the world is much more like that than what we read in certain depictions of deities and demigods. I feel like it's a lot more attuned to like, it's not so much about outer space and planets and shit like that. It's more about, different dimensions, and one of them being heaven, one dimension being hell, and maybe we are on a fucking flat fucking grid. I mean, how do we know? Perception is reality.
Very could be.
Until I'm up there in the cosmos looking down, I don't know what's real.
Well, in the Bible, I believe it's in Ezekiel, they describe these angels, two different types of angels, the cherub, and they're described as having 4 faces.
Oh shit.
Okay, the face of a man, the face of an eagle, the face of a lion. I forget what the other face was, a bull. It had bull hoofs. I mean, I don't think angels look like us. Because every time in the Bible when an angel appears, what's the first thing they have to tell someone? Do not be afraid. So maybe there's something about them that looks terrifying. I mean, the other type of angels accompany the cherub, and it's the way they said it. When the cherub come, they come. And when the cherub leave, they leave. These were called the throne angels. And they don't even look like a person. It's a ring within a ring that spins constantly.
That's freaking me out, man.
With eyes all around it.
Speaking
So could these rings have actually been a craft that carried the cherub? Because when the cherub came, they came. When the cherub left, they left. And these eyes could have been a source of surveillance system on the craft. I mean, just food for thought. Also, there's talk of, from many cultures, like the Sumerians believed in the Anunnaki, okay? And these were sky people that came down and ruled amongst the Sumerians.
Oh shit.
Ruled. They had bloodlines.
Oh shit.
And these bloodlines they were bigger than normal people. And so this goes to this, it was around the same time as the flood, Noah's flood. In the book of Enoch, it talks about the watchers coming down and interbreeding with human women and teaching them spells, enchantments, medical stuff. And their offspring were giants. And eventually, they started killing everybody. And then they started killing themselves. The blood of the innocents cried up to the archangels, and they went to God and said, hey, there's some bad shit going on down there. And God...
It's my favorite story.
And God decided to destroy the offspring of the fallen angels, these watchers, and humans.
Playing in the background.
The flood wiped them out. So, I mean, there's a lot of stories throughout history and the Bible and stuff that they leave that question. Angels aren't of this earth. They weren't human. They're a non-human entity, not of this earth. So very well could be that alien activity has to do with angels. And maybe there are two different, maybe there's aliens and angels, and maybe we've just, some of the aliens we've seen are actually angels, and maybe there are other entities out there, but I mean, who knows? We got another question here.
Is it Dingus on the phone?
Hold on one second. I got a message here. That's how J-Ro just texted me. He wished he had described it better. He forgot to add that it rotated around the flying kite. Looked like things that rotated around the flying object. The way it hovered, it was almost like 2 rings within a ring. Bro, at the time, nothing moved like that. That's why it was so odd. But now we'll move on to this next question, which I think it would be better. If we're going to revisit a caller here. If we get this dream she's talking about here.
Hello?
Alyssa Castro, you're back live on the air. I'm reading your comment here. You had a dream in 2020, and you believe it was a warning of end times. Please elaborate for our viewers.
Yes. So I obviously it was weird. It took place at our old house,
Okay.
and out front I walked out, and there was our dad.
Okay.
And there was a swing set in the front yard, and our dad was just sitting on the swing, and he looks at me and he goes, "I can't stay long." And I go, "Okay, well, why are you here?" And he looks up to the sky, and the sky opened up. But it was weird, and then it was just like a feeling that the world was, what's it called? The horses. You know what I'm talking about?
The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yes. And that's what I saw when the sky opened up.
Wow.
And the feeling of the world was coming to an end was in my dream, like, and I woke up and not knowing what to make of it.
Yeah.
And then later on, it was at the beginning of 2020 when COVID just came out, but it wasn't a big deal yet. And then all of a sudden, the whole world changed after that dream, and I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, the COVID-19 pandemic was the training wheels for the end times. The Antichrist, I believe, is alive, and he's a person. He's in the shadows. He hasn't revealed himself yet. Maybe he has been important, and he could have even, maybe he was a sitting president, but he just hasn't revealed himself yet in the way Scripture says he's going to. But COVID-19, I think, was a training wheels. It was a training wheels for the mark of the beast system. I don't believe that the vaccine is the mark of the beast, but I think it is to see if it'll work. It's a training wheels to set up mark of the beast.
I agree with you also.
Yeah. I mean, they're already talking about Neuralink. Elon Musk is making that microchip that's going to go on our head, probably connect us to the metaverse. All types of crazy stuff. But yeah, that is a trippy dream. I do believe God sends us messages through dreams. Dreams aren't always we just taken as dreams, especially the end. Actually,
it was super weird. It just was clipped. It was like a 3-second clip here, 3-second clip here. It was super trippy. It wasn't like a normal dream.
Now you may or may not want to save this for a different time. We are live. I don't know if you want to get too in depth, but if you want to share with our viewers a little bit about your dreams and what usually happens when you dream.
Are they premonitions?
Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that. It goes with our topic tonight.
Okay. So I would always have these dreams. It wasn't always the exact person who got pregnant. It was someone in the family. Could have been obviously Ciara, my sister-in-law, or it was my cousin Heather. It was just random people in the family, and I would have this dream that they were pregnant. And my sister-in-law Ciara, every time I had a dream that she was pregnant, she was pregnant. And one day I was sleeping, and I had this. It was a horrible dream that my sister-in-law had a miscarriage. And when I woke up from my dream, my mom comes into my room and tells me that she had miscarried. And I was super tripped out because I don't know, like the pregnancy dreams, yeah, that could happen by chance, just me thinking, oh, we want another baby, and but that one got me. That one freaked me out.
I feel like that would even affirm your other dreams, even the validity of them being visions was that it not being a positive thing still came to pass.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. and our other sister, I haven't gotten permission to use her name, but also had dreams like this where one of our friends, she had a dream that she was in a car crash.
Oh God!
And when she woke up, found out that one of our old childhood friends was killed in a car crash.
Oh, shit.
So it was almost like she was in the place of the person actually dying, and that was the way she had the premonition.
That's heavy.
And she also had a dream that she was stabbed several times.
Yeah.
And found out that a family friend, their family member, was murdered that way.
Yeah. So she had a dream she was getting stabbed up 14, 15 times, and then comes out that a friend of our friend, our family friend, was murdered by another family member in that manner. So it's like almost as she takes on the dream that it's going to happen, but she's in the shoes of the victim. It's real trippy stuff.
No, it's trippy.
Well, Alyssa, thank you for being on again. We love you. God bless.
Thank you. Love you.
Say hello to my godson.
You guys too. All right.
I love you. Good night.
Bye.
We're up against the hour, but try to call Mr. Tim Klaus one more time.
We're going to try one more caller.
And we'll close with final thoughts.
We'll go with final thoughts.
This guy's just whacking off at work. Pulling the pud. Reaching for release, thinking about Wendy.
Hello, Michael. The only reason you can reach me is because I'm in the bathroom.
Mr. Klaus, you're live on the air.
Oh, okay.
Give us a ghostly experience that you've experienced or a UFO story.
Ghostly experience.
Or evil coworker story.
I like the Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah. Did you experience anything when you were there?
Oh, just a lady tour guide who tried to freak us out.
Wow. You know, I've heard that not many. My wife's been there and said she didn't feel or see or hear anything.
No, it was just weird stairs that go to nowhere and things like that.
Now, do you believe that spirits were really communicating with her, or do you think she was batshit crazy when she was building the house?
Well, I believe there are spirits. I believe that it could be that that my Korean friends would say that the demons are the spirits of dead people.
But hold on. Without naming names, is there a demon at your work? Sheebies.
So, anyway, I've had an intense day. I got called upstairs by one of the assistant store managers.
Oh,
and
no.
I had a meeting with three of them with the other female assistant store manager we talked about before and my department head. And it was because I was gone the other day and took a very long lunch. I had to explain that I was at the hospital.
Oh, they're going to get rid of you. The axe is coming. I got the memo. I got the email.
I finally said, look, I'm having a hard time here. I am asked to go down to 32 hours a week. And that particular assistant store manager said, well, that's you're dropping down to part-time. I said, no, I wouldn't. 32 hours is still full-time according to state law. Anyway, you'll have to run by the store manager. So I just said, I just blurted out. I mean, come on, I'm in this room. There's 4 people in the room, myself, 2 assistant store managers, and my department head. I mean, it just is getting crazy.
They're trying to rub you out.
Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of you.
So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens with my proposal.
You need to go home, get work out of your mind, take a warm shower, reach full release, and prepare for the next day.
That's exactly right. Oh.
Well, Mr. Klaus, we know you're at work. We will we'll let you go. Do you have any shout outs that you'd like to get out before we let you go?
Okay, my shout out is, look, no matter what's going on here, the big deal is what's going to happen in Ukraine.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So I think that it has been said that what Putin is doing in eastern Ukraine is very similar to what Adolf Hitler was doing in the Sudetenland. So we're going back to 1939.
Wow.
Hitler says, let me have Sudetenland. It's a bunch of Germans that live on the edge of Czechoslovakia.
Oh, well.
And so they appeased him. So should we appease Putin now? I don't think we should.
Well,
I think we're going to have to realize he's going to try to gobble up the whole Ukraine. He wants to bring back Mother Russia.
That's always been the goal. And the only difference we have with World War II is we were the only one that obtained a nuke first. Now we're dealing with everyone that's got them.
World powers.
Yeah.
And I mean, this could essentially be the beginning of the end.
Yep.
Well, then you have to deal with the fact that I learned 40 years ago in the book of Revelation,
Yep.
you have Gog and Magog. And
Yep.
they come out of the north.
Russia.
And you can see that Moscow is almost directly north of Jerusalem.
Yep. It is.
So
I'm right with you.
We're in interesting times.
Here we are. Like I was just saying on the air, I believe the Antichrist is a person, a power, but I don't believe he's revealed himself as he's going to in the scripture.
It's fucking Putin. It has to be. Don't kill me.
It does say the Antichrist will rise from the east.
That's right.
It does.
So we will
The sweet taste of vindication when it turns to
But
ashes.
he's
in your
also-
mouth.
Gotta get off the air.
All right, Tim Klaus, have a good night. God bless.
Godspeed. Rub one out for us.
But it also states that he will set himself up on the temple in Jerusalem, rebuild the temple, set himself up, and proclaim himself Christ. That is how you know the Antichrist. Jesus says that if you see someone in the desert claiming to be me, it's not me. If he comes from the mountains, it's not me. God's going to come the way he left.
It's not the bone smoker's cramp. I just want to say, and I feel strongly about this, this is our best episode yet.
You believe
This
so?
is our smoothest, most organized.
We decorated.
Yeah.
You guys like the decorations?
We have the
American flag. We have Jesus guiding Trump's decisions. And we've got Let's Go Brandon flag.
Also, we've had our best array of callers, I feel like. When I say array, I love all our callers. But we've got
the volume.
The stories, the connections, and reaching out to people beyond our scope, like Caitlin and Alyssa, who have astonishing tales.
Yeah.
You know, you can't invent this shit. This is what I mean about, you know, the real nitty gritty. You can't make this shit up.
And our other Miss Baca had a very interesting point as well.
Miss Baca is on point. We love you, Miss Baca. That was fucking just beautiful the way it just flowed.
Yeah. The show is evolving. We are trying to improve it every episode. Eventually, we'll have our own recording studio, but right now the backyard will do.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. And our viewers, even after the live stream, right now we only had 5 viewers, but the people that watch it afterwards, this Sunday's episode, only 3 days ago, well, only a couple days ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're already at almost 40 views. I mean, our first episode is over 100. We're evolving. One of my shorts got 1.2K. I mean,
in a day.
It's like a 5-second video. Just fuck Joe Biden. I mean, we love you guys. Thank you for your support. I think that's all the time we have today. We just want to thank you for the subscriptions, the views, the likes. We can't do it without you. Thank you all for your help. So, with that being said, stay ready, stay vigilant. Remember, we are 15 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock, and we'll be with you until the end. God bless America.
God bless Miss America.